Oh wow, buckle in, get ready for fun and learning. This is a homeschool pop U.S. States video. Okay, in this video we are learning about the state of Iowa. How much do you know about Iowa? Well, guess what? You're going to learn a lot of new things about Iowa, and it's going to be awesome. The first question we're going to answer is, where is Iowa? Where is it? If you want to visit Iowa, where do you have to go? Here is a map of the United States. Now, where is Iowa? Where could Iowa be? Here it is. Here is where Iowa is. It's colored blue on this map. Iowa is in a region of the United States called the Midwest. The Midwest. You might have noticed Iowa is surrounded by other states on all sides. Iowa is almost like a state sandwich, you know? It's actually kind of yummy sounding, you know? I wouldn't mind eating a little bit of a sandwich right now, you know? But Iowa truly is surrounded by states on all sides. Directly above Iowa is the state of Minnesota, and Wisconsin is to the top right of Iowa. The state of Illinois is to the right, and directly below Iowa is Missouri. Kansas is to the bottom left of Iowa. The state of Nebraska is to the left. And South Dakota is to the top left of Iowa. It's safe to say Iowa never gets lonely. It's surrounded by friends. Look at this. It's insane. I'm just surrounded by friends. Okay, now that we know where it is, what are Iowa's nicknames? What are some other names that Iowa goes by? Iowa has two nicknames. It's interesting. Iowa actually has two nicknames. The Hawkeye State and the Corn State. So if anyone ever says, oh, I'm going to the Hawkeye State, or oh, I'm going to the Corn State, you know they're going to Iowa. Let's look closer at these nicknames. First of all, it's called the Hawkeye State because it's named after Black Hawk, a great Native American warrior who used to fight and live in the Midwest. Remember, Iowa is in the Midwest region of the United States. Later on in life, with the help of an interpreter, Black Hawk wrote and published a book. It was the first Native American autobiography to ever be published in the United States. Black Hawk traveled around sharing his story and then came back to Iowa, where he lived the rest of his days. The University of Iowa took that name Hawkeye as well, and the Hawkeye is the mascot of the University of Iowa. Now, the university is named after the state. Iowa is known as the Hawkeye State. Some people think that the University of Iowa is the inspiration behind why Iowa is called the Hawkeye State, but the University of Iowa is named after Black Hawk as well. And Iowa is known as the Corn State. The Corn State. Now, one big guess. Why is Iowa called the Corn State? Why? Yes, because of all the corn. Because of all the corn. Iowa is the biggest producer of corn. They produce more corn than any other state in the United States. So, if you have popcorn or cereal, the corn that's in that, there's a big chance that it came from the Corn State, which is Iowa. It's interesting, if you check the ingredients of a lot of products at the grocery store, you'll notice many of them have corn. A lot of that corn probably came from Iowa. Iowa is the Corn State. So to review, Iowa has two nicknames, the Hawkeye State and the Corn State. That's really cool, okay? That's neat. But what are some other facts about Iowa? For example, what does the flag look like? Well, here is the flag of Iowa. Pretty cool, huh? As you can see, the colors of the flag are red, white, and blue. And you may notice there's a bird in the middle of this flag, right? There's an eagle in the middle of the flag that is holding up with its beak a banner that says, "Our liberties we prize, and our rights we will maintain." In other words, we will treasure our freedom and we will make sure that we keep our rights and that we stay free. Now, you might have noticed the flag of Iowa looks very similar to the flag of France, and there's a good reason for that. Iowa used to be in French territory before it became a part of the United States. The United States bought the land of Iowa and the land of many other states from France in something called the Louisiana Purchase. Wow, that was really neat. Okay, you're doing a great job learning about Iowa, but we've got a few more facts for you. Alright, now here is the state of Iowa. Alright, the state of Iowa, just the shape, okay? And here is the city of Des Moines. Des Moines is the capital of Iowa and is also the largest city in Iowa. Des Moines is one of the business capitals of the United States. In 2010 and 2013, it was rated the best place for business in the United States. That is really awesome. Remember, Des Moines is the capital and largest city in Iowa. Alright, the final question we're answering today is, what is Iowa's state bird? What is Iowa's state bird? Every state has a bird. Well, the state bird of Iowa is the American goldfinch. They're a small bird, usually they're yellow, and they love to migrate. They're often found in residential areas, that means around homes, because they love bird feeders. They just are like, oh look, an all-you-can-eat buffet just for me. Well, thanks for watching this homeschool pop video on the state of Iowa, the Corn State, the Hawkeye State. We hope you learned a lot of new things.